Cliff?
So real quick, just on the fair representation question, the only thing I'm going to add is, and this might be adding another area of work, but part of fair representation is that you have the ability for those that represent you to actually do their job. And what we are seeing is a wave of, whether you call it preemption or some of the other tactics, we're seeing a wave of where some folk are saying, okay, yeah, you can register, yeah, you can vote, yeah, you can actually win the election, but we are not going to let your city govern itself. We're not going to let your mayor govern itself. Whether that's Birmingham not being able to do living wage, or whether it's Jackson, Mississippi, right? We're seeing a wave of this, and that's not fair representation, right? Nor is it actually having actual voting rights. On terms of what I want those watching this to take away, three things very quickly. One, this work has got to be done throughout the year. It can't just, and every year. There's no such thing as an off year. I'm glad to see this panel even happening in what some people look at as an off year, an odd number year. It's got to be done 365 days out of the year, and we've got to support groups that do that work. Secondly, coalition or the lack of coalition is not an option. I'm so glad that Terry's here and our friends from MALDEF were here and from North Early, the indigenous communities. I believe in our organization believes, as Dr. King says, that we are all tied together in a single garment of destiny, right? And so coalition is a must. And then lastly, and this touches on what Evan was saying, most importantly, what I want folks to leave here with is belief. We have got to believe that a better world is possible. We've got to believe that victory is possible. Several folks today have talked about how we are sitting in a sacred space. And it's sacred not just because of what happened to those 4 little girls. It's sacred because of what preceded that. Yes. That children, to Evan's point, young folk in this city met right here, left from here to Kelly Ingram Park, and changed the history of this city, this state, and this country. Armed with nothing else other than their belief that something was wrong in Birmingham, something was wrong in this country, and that they somehow, at 6, 7, 8, or 18, that they had the power to correct it. So if they can have that belief and change this country, certainly those of us watching this right now can believe we've got the power to change voting rights and change the shape of this democracy.
Cliff Albright, Black Voters Matter.